What you're about to hear is a satirization of talk radio, a send-up of the medium. In other words, it's supposed to be funny. The Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686.
Brad Rifkin from Rifkin Advertising is with us, and he's got some costume ideas for Halloween. Now, these are costumes that you've developed the advertising for, Brad, as well as the product?
The Rosa Parks we did, Phil. In fact, we are here broadcasting from the Greyhound Terminal in downtown Los Angeles. We were hired by Festival Costumes to come up with a product idea that the marketing approach. And I thought of the Rosa Parks costume when I was sitting having a TV dinner in my apartment, and the news came on about Rosa Parks, and it hit me. And it was a very inspirational moment about her that we could come up with and very quickly, a Rosa Parks-type costume that would appeal for Halloween and be educational, which I think is the most important thing here, Phil, that it is educational.
All right, well, before I ask you about the costume and what the costume looks like, tell me about the value of this, because I'll tell you, at first listen, it doesn't sit all that well with me, a Rosa Parks costume, like it might be a little bit disrespectful.
No, and I understand that, Phil. That's why we feel by coming out with a Rosa Parks costume for Halloween, we are educating the young people as to who she is and what she did. And I'm going to tell you something, Phil, which is very interesting to me. Do you know who is in the most need to be educated about Rosa Parks? It's the young black kids. I would dare say that white kids know more about Rosa Parks than black kids.
You think so?
I don't know. I mean, I live in Las Vegas, but the young black students of today need to be educated as to who this woman was, and we need a new way to educate them. The schools aren't working. The kids come out of the schools today and they can't read a street sign, you know. The public schools have failed. We feel that we can do our part to help educate a generation of young black kids with the Rosa Parks Halloween costume.
All right, so this is available for purchase?
Yeah, tomorrow night, Phil, most of the large retail Halloween costume, the hobby stores.
All right, but it's not a mask, I hope, or anything, right? You don't have a...
Well, no, it's a very respectful way to create the look of Rosa Parks.
Well, what are the component parts of this costume, okay, so I can understand? What are the things that you buy?
Well, we were able to utilize a popular item for Halloween called a granny wig. You've probably seen it. We get 10,000 of these dyed black. We also then augment that with an Irish washerwoman skirt, which is also part of another costume.
A washerwoman skirt?
Well, yeah. Ms. Parks worked for a living. She was a hardworking woman.
Well, she was a seamstress.
But the washerwoman skirt represents the working class that she came from. There's also a button, like an old campaign button that says "Down with the KKK," you know, something like that. And there's another button, and there's buttons that literally help people know who she is.
All right, there's another button here that says "I'm with Whitey."
Right, that's for humor. And
see, but that's my point. How do I know that this is, you know, not a gag? All right. How do I know that this is a Rosa Parks costume? If I'm looking at this...
Well, there's the plastic mask that comes with it. It's just a generic African-American face.
All right, well, here again, Brad, how do you order African-American masks? Is there a generic one?
There's a great many in stock. They're very generic. You know, you don't have to wear the mask.
All right, but because the reason why I'm asking you, and I'm sorry, but I got information that we got from your company that you got Mr. T masks.
Yeah, I don't know what they are. We got a hold of some masks that are made appropriate for the costume. You know, I think what's most important here is that the lady passed on yesterday. There's millions of young black kids that don't know who she is,
and you're assuming there's a lot of white kids that do know who she is.
Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying that my understanding is a lot of black kids don't know who she is and what she did. You know what it was, Mr. Hendrie?
Well, I do know what she did. Do you know what she did?
Well, I'm a businessman. I'm a white man. To ask me that and put me on the spot.
Well, it's in the history books what she did. Miss Parks was part of a larger effort in the Montgomery, Alabama area. She was a member of the NAACP. They wanted to get the buses to desegregate as well as to stop these ridiculous seating laws that they had.
Well, and there's a lot of black kids that don't know that.
Well, you didn't know it.
I'm white. I don't need to know that. But the point is that we have this costume that's a Rosa Parks costume to help educate people as to who she is.
All right. And that may well be, and I don't mean to indict your product, but to have a Mr. T mask that apparently you've shorn the hair off of it and so forth.
Yes, and you don't have to wear that. You wear the wig and you wear the...
But if I'm wearing a washerwoman skirt with a black wig and a button that says I'm with Whitey, you don't see that as disrespectful?
No, sir, I do not see it as disrespectful. I'm sorry that you see it that way. I see that as a humorous way of saying that I'm supposed to be Rosa Parks and for what she stood for.
All right. 1-800-449-8686, the Phil Hendrie Show here. I'm talking to Brad Rifkin, who, you know, Rosa Parks, the news of her passing on just came today, Mr. Rifkin, and already you've got a Rosa Parks Halloween costume.
Well, I anticipate people saying that you're trying to capitalize, and nothing could be further from the truth. This is the best thing for the educational purposes, and also that you would bring up, if they use Mr. T masks, I can look into that. I'm not interested in the mask. You wear the wig, you wear the skirt, you look like an elderly black woman, and the costume comes with different things, a bus pass and so on and so forth. But for you to say that it's disrespectful...
Well, if you're using a wig and a button that says I'm with Whitey, and this idea that you've got Mr. T masks and a bus pass, you see what I'm saying? Some people may see it as funny.
No, it's simply to educate young people as to who she is. Most kids today, like I said, especially the black kids, they never heard of her. If you could say Rosa Parks to the average kid, and they would think you're talking about maybe a movie star or something, or they thought Rosa Parks, they think it's a place, somewhere where you go. So this is an item that we are going to make available tomorrow night. And
you wouldn't want to be capitalizing on the death of this woman, would you?
Well, I resent the implication.
Let me tell you why. I'm not trying to, forgive me, I'm not trying to indict your product. But when you tell me it comes with a mask and then my staff has to find out that they were Mr. T masks, when you tell me that it's a Rosa Parks costume but it's got a button that says I'm with Whitey, all this stuff sounds a little superficial, like somebody just threw it together.
Not true. I've been thinking about this idea. Let me tell you something. I have had this idea in mind for the last 6 months, and I'm not going to say that I was waiting for her to die. I didn't want her to die, but I also knew that when she did die, I would then come out with the product because I didn't want to do it when she was alive. So no, nothing could be further from the truth. I had this idea, and when I heard that she did die, I felt bad, but I also felt good, I had a mixed emotion of feeling bad that she was dead, but also good that I could finally do this and educate people as to what it was, what she was. So that's all that is.
What does the costume sell for?
The costume retails anywhere from $60 to $80. You get the wig, you get the dress, you get those large, we call them Mother Goose shoes, but they're the large 50-style shoes, the Mother Goose shoes. You also get a cloth coat, a bus pass, a hairnet, and glasses. And, and you get the African-American mask. Now, I didn't know it was a Mr. T mask, but what difference does it make? There's got to be a humorous side to it, as well as an educational booklet on who Rosa Parks was.
Now, what is the booklet?
It's a couple of pages that are mimeographed. It tells you how to put the costume together and tells you who she was.
All right, well, we have it right here. It shows what the elements of the costume are. And there's a couple of paragraphs about Rosa Parks. Something here about how she was able to end the segregation in the busing system in Birmingham, Alabama.
That's correct.
Well, that wasn't where it took place. It was in Montgomery.
My understanding was in Birmingham.
No, well, you're wrong. It was in Montgomery, Alabama.
Well, Mr. Hendrie, Birmingham is where they turned a fire hose on some people. I know that.
Well, that's right. They did, but that wasn't where she... You got Birmingham, Alabama here, and you call him Dr. Martin Luther.
Okay, that's a mimeograph error.
Hold the line here for a minute. 1-800-449-8686. The Rosa Parks Halloween costume available tomorrow. You get the granny wig, you get a cloth coat, you get a skirt, granny goose shoes, you get the eyeglasses, a bus pass, a sheet that tells you who Rosa Parks was, even though it's factually incorrect. Birmingham, Alabama is where it happened, bud.
I thought it was.
That was not. It was Montgomery, Alabama.
Where is that?
In Montgomery, Alabama. It ain't Birmingham. And it was in 1956, not 1952, as he has here. All right, the point is this a way to educate young black people as to who Rosa Parks was, considering the statement of Mr. Rifkin that most black kids don't know? 1-800-449-8686. You're listening to the world-famous Phil Hendrie Show.
The Phil Hendrie Show. 1-800-449-8686. Survivor. The Phil Hendrie Show is back. 1-800-449-8686.
All right, we're talking with Mr. Brad Rifkin. I know you had some words with my producer, Mr. Shelley.
Well, I don't appreciate the inference that I'm trying to make money. You know,
Are you not trying to make money?
I'm trying to sell a product, yes, sir. But I'm trying to educate people as to who Rosa Parks was.
But when I asked you what she did, you said you didn't know.
Yes, I did know. I asked you if you knew.
Well, you got here on the sheet that she attempted to desegregate the busing in Birmingham, Alabama in 1952. It was 1956.
That's really splitting some hairs there.
Well, Birmingham as opposed to Montgomery. And then the button with I'm with what? I don't know. Maybe I'm...
Mr. Hendrie, you're suffering from a problem that a lot of people have. It's called, if you forgive me, it's called having a tender rear end. You know, your rear end's tender. You're a little sensitive, I think.
No, I'm not sensitive. I just happen to be a fan of history. I like things factually correct. And the whole idea of I'm with Whitey button, you know, the woman just died, man. What she did was monumental.
Yes, and you understand that most black kids don't even know who she is. They think Rosa Parks is the name of a beanery or a place where you go and get chicken or whatever these kids think. They don't even know who she is.
Well, you're talking about black kids. You're a white guy.
Yes, sir. Gets too offended by much of anything.
Well, there you're wrong. You don't know me. I'm absolutely offended by all of your comments.
No, I don't
think
so. I think you are...
You should not be given airtime.
You sound a lot like...
Absolutely ridiculous.
You sound a lot like my first wife.
This is ridiculous.
Really kind of just pretending like stuff bothers her, but it didn't really.
You're trying to
What
make
is it with you, man? All of a sudden, Mr. Psychology, the woman is offended by the use of your I'm with Whitey.
She hasn't said one thing that I've done that's racist. She's just saying I'm racist.
You use the term quadroon. Do you know what a quadroon refers to?
Property, not to men.
Oh, boy.
How dare you?
You people really take the cake. Telling me that octoroon's bad, too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, huh?
Why would you say that? Why would you imply that black people are only in the service industry and that the only time
No,
a black
they're not only
person
in
is
the
going to
service
get ahead is when a
industry.
white senator gives them a handout? How dare you?
They're not only in the service industry. At your house, they are.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, I'll be off in a second, huh? All right, I want to get that hot dog cart over here, too.
You're selling these costumes at the bus station.
Did you say something?
Hold on. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendrie Show.
The Phil Hendrie Show. 1-800-449-8686.
And you were in
the
St.
Phil
Augustine?
Hendrie Show is back.
This lady's name is Mavis. Are you there, Brad?
Yes, sir.
Mavis?
Yes.
You were in St. Augustine with Dr. King?
Yes, we are in St. Augustine, Florida.
What state are you originally from?
I'm originally from North Carolina. Charlotte,
Oh, North Carolina. Oh, I was just wondering because you act like you're from some backwoods place. You've never seen a pretty girl or a pretty young lady or a woman, and you know, have you had the hots for her for a while?
I think she's attractive, but she's never invited me to express how I feel.
Well, then what gives you that right to express on how you feel while she's dressed up for Halloween?
I believe that the devil costume was a message she was sending to me that she inside is hot and ready to go for broke.
You're wrong. You're wrong. That's very wrong. There's.
When I got out of Atascadero, the counselor there told me to express my feelings.
No,
Need to turn your radio,
That
John.
was the wrong thing to
John,
do. Halloween.
John, turn your radio down. Turn your radio down, John.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Let
okay.
me turn it off here.
No, but the counselor at Atascadero said, you know.
Well, let me ask you this. Come Easter, if she dresses up like a bunny rabbit and has a big old white puffy tail on there, you know, does that give you the authority to do what you had just done? What does that tell you?
Isn't that inviting me to look at her thing?
What do you mean? I got to ask you something, Bob. Were you caught in the men's bathroom 10 minutes after this encounter?
Somebody, when you say caught, what do you mean?
You were found in the men's bathroom 10 minutes after this encounter with this lady, weren't you?
Yes.
What were you doing?
None of your business.
Wow.
None of my business, huh?
I don't even want to know. That's a little bit too much for me.
When I got out of Atascadero...
And when you say you got out of Atascadero is a state criminal mental hospital in California. What were you in there for?
I'm a registered sex offender with the state of California's Attorney General office.
Well, there's your answer.
Wait a second. You can't tie this in with that.
Well, why not?
How can you tie this...
What do you mean we can't tie this in with that? You're a registered sex offender, and you're licking some woman because she wants it.
No doubt. No doubt.
You said she's got a bunny rabbit tail. If the tail lifts slightly above her, you know what? That means she wants a carrot there.
Okay, John...
Something's wrong here. This gentleman needs some help.
What did I do wrong?
I think you need to go back and talk to somebody. You may need medication.
Oh, because I'm attracted to women? Boy, you guys...
Well, there's not a problem being attracted to women, but the last caller that was on there, you know, why can't you do it the right way? Be a gentleman and ask. You know, I asked him out for a cup of coffee or a drink.
She was tempting me just like the devil does.
Well, I think the devil's attempted you.
Yeah, and I think that you need to go back and talk to that counselor.
I'll never go back to Atascadero, never.
No, I'm not saying you have to go back inside. Just talk to somebody on the outside about this.
When I was arrested, I was known. They had me in the San Marino paper as the Lady Licker of San Marino.